Thank you. We'll take the next question from Ian from Valoranting.
Hey guys, sorry about the loss. This is for Psycho and Depth if you want to chime in as well. Obviously, really, really tough match. A lot of overtimes, as you said. Grueling was the word you used. I was curious, do you guys practice or try and prep for, in any way, matches that go this long, or how to deal with overtimes from a strategic point of view? And if so, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. So, we put a lot of thought and emphasis on our practice time. Obviously, we've said it a lot before. We feel like we practice more than most NA teams do, and part of that is really extended practice days, right? So we'll, more often than not, bang out 5 scrims in a row. Just getting as many in as we can and practicing. We utilize that last scrim of the day to practice. Okay, like this is our low energy. Let's try and play to the best of our ability with the circumstances that we're given. And we focus on that every day, every week. And, it's just hard to replicate something like this, right? It's a big event. It's our first time here. But, us as a team, if you look through historically, we only ever get better. So that's what we plan to do. We plan to move forward and use the lessons from this LAN event, hit the grind hard again during our gap before Istanbul, and then come back into champions, and just do a little bit better.
We'll take the next question from Blake from esports.gg.
Hey guys, sorry to hear about the loss. This question's for Dev. So on that, Haven towards the end of the game on round 24, I believe, where Melsler TP'd into Heaven. What were you guys seeing on that play, and what went wrong there?
Yeah, that round's gonna haunt us for sure, especially me. What happened was he TP'd Heaven with the bomb. I think Brendan was screaming it that he saw the bomb on radar.
Jordan actually said it in the round pre-round.
He might TP.
He actually said he might just A-rush TP. So we were kind of prepped for that.
And then, we don't play many razors either in NA, especially like the better team. So I think it was a slip from me for sure to not think that they actually could get up there. He could get up there and do it, but he hit an absolutely insane shot. He like double satchelled in 110 meter. It just sucks to lose that way.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Declan from Deserto.
Hi guys, sorry about the loss. This question's for Aaron. There's probably going to be a lot of comparisons between your run here and with the guards run at last Masters. And I was just wondering, do you think those comparisons are going to necessarily be fair? And if there's any distinctions between you guys and the previous #1 seed?
What comparison?
Just in the fact that you guys lost out 0-2 after you receded into playoffs.
We don't really care.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this one. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of comparisons drawn, but I think the important distinction is we've been around for a while. We've always proven that we can play at the top level of our region. And we've been brushing up against the top for a long time and finally broke through. The Guard were a new team. They broke through pretty immediately, but then fell off pretty hard. So I think there's some pretty important distinctions. I do think there's some correlations in terms of, lack of international LAN experience at these big events and, just the mental pressure and stress that it can put on the team and on the players themselves. But I do think that we are a completely different team. At the end of the day, we're qualified as champions. We're going to go there and just prove that we can continue competing at this top level and just get better and better.
I think the big difference is that too, we've never had a fall off. And I think something like that can make teams fall off a cliff, but we've just never done it. So
yeah, we refuse to take a loss and let it affect us in a negative way. We only use losses as learning opportunities, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
Thank you for that answer. We'll take the next question from Sons of KS.
Hello, sorry for the loss. I'm Sons of KS, and this is my question. For anyone who likes to answer, how was the communication in the last rounds, and what the message do you want to give to all the fans of the team?
I think the communication was phenomenal. You know, we were definitely feeling the strain of a long day, but, you know, our minds were focused. We knew what was going on in the rounds, and it really just came down to some really close moments. We've gotten a lot of hate already on the, you know, just our org Twitter account from a lot of the fans of Leviathan and, you know, just like Brendan and individuals, but the players themselves have been absolutely fantastic. We've really enjoyed being around them. We've shared media day with them. You know, they're really nice people. The Leviathan CEO came up and fist bumped us after the match. So I'm really happy for them for qualifying to champions, you know, and just really proud of another, you know, team from our hemisphere doing well and popping off. So we're excited to get a rematch against them in Istanbul.
Thank you very much for the answer. And yes, we are all American.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Blake at esports.gg.
All right. This question is for Cryo or anyone who wants to answer. You guys obviously have a champion's berth already. Did that take away or did that necessarily take away from the game itself, giving you guys more of leeway? And how important is it to get a game where you go to this many overtimes on stage moving forward?
No, obviously, even though we already qualified for champs, as a team, this is our first international LAN, and we just want to play the best game that we can play possible. I don't think it affected us at all. We like always try our best to win. So.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Ian from Valoranting.
For Cryo, obviously there's a bunch of really talented players at Copenhagen, a bunch of talented duelists. I was wondering, is there a conversation you've had or someone you've played against or scrimmed against where you're like, oh, I'm taking that attitude or skill or setup or lineup or anything and bringing it back with me? Has there been like a unique thing that you've been able to gather from this experience?
I wouldn't say from a particular duelist, but just the experience overall of playing on stage and playing against, like, facing the other team. I think that's a really big takeaway, especially for champions. But no, I wouldn't say from a specific player or anyone in a certain role.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for Xset? We'll take one from George Geddes.
Hey everyone, I don't actually have a question, but I did just want to say that we all love you. You know, you guys you did really well. We were all very impressed. So good luck at champions. All right, boys.
Thank you, George. We'll make you proud.
See ya.
And we'll take the last question from Ian from Valoranting one more time.
Hi again. We had the press conference with Guild, and one of the things that they said was, after their experience at this LAN and playing internationally, they were like, oh, these people, they're not as scary as we thought they were. They're not as good as we thought they were. And we're going to bring back that confidence home. I was curious if any of you agree with that, disagree. This is open to anyone.
I think it's truly what matters, really, isn't it? If we can take, this is going to suck. Like, it's going to suck for probably 2 weeks. Like, no one's going to get over this for a while. But as soon as we get in the server again and we're talking about champions, the better. I think that's one of the only silver linings we can take from this, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, every team here is scary, but that's what makes no team scary. Everybody here at the top is really close to each other, and it all just comes down to mistakes made during the round and how you execute your game plan. And, you know, unfortunately, we made a couple too many mistakes today, and that's something that, like Roy said, we're going to take home to the practice room and figure out how to iron those out, change our protocols and procedures, and make sure that we're ready to make less mistakes going into the next event.
Xset, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. This will conclude the first press conference.